Hi, this is Tim. Welcome to the 1916 Company, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions you may have. Today, we discuss a Rolex certified pre-owned Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona 116518 in yellow gold. This timepiece is a rare combination of yellow gold, factory strap, and yellow mother of pearl dial. This is an M series watch, so circa 2008, 40 millimeters in diameter. You can see it's 12.2 millimeters thick and 47 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip with 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. But note, as with all modern factory strap equipped Daytonas, there is a little insert between the lugs to better close the gap between strap and case. So the timepiece wears beautifully and comfortably. It's a lot smaller than a 40 millimeter Sea Dweller, GMT, or Submariner, and I'll demonstrate that now on my wrist, removing my glove just so you can see my wrist for a bare moment. Let's put it where it belongs. Now the watch has got a lovely warm tone because the array of leathers and yellow tones between the mother of pearl and the gold itself, it gives the watch a little bit of a tropical ambience, that tropical warmth shining through even on the coldest winter's day. And significantly, on a 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it can shine through on a relatively smaller wrist than most Rolex sports models, including the Daytona when it's on a bracelet. Here, on a strap, it can fit a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. It's quite flat flush and it will easily fit underneath a dress cuff. You can see from over the top, which always exaggerates the width of the watch, the lugs are actually still inboard of the edge of my wrist, and then when you view down the barrel, which is the truest angle, you can see just how far inboard of my wrist those lugs really are. Okay, I'll take it off my wrist, put my glove back on. Now you can see the watch in all of its glory and profile. You can see the case is beautifully intact, the handsome compound curves of the case causing the light to scatter and dance across its complexities. And you can see a combination of satin and polish. We have the little end link which sits under the bezel, creating a cleaner junction between strap and case. We have a sort of reddish brown, medium rectangular scale alligator leather strap. Semi-gloss. It's got a little bit of bolstering or stuffing, a folded edge, and a monotone stitch. On the bottom, you can see its calfskin. This is a brand new Rolex factory strap. Taking a look at the buckle. This is a 2008 model year watch, so you can see it as the pre-2009 version of the Daytona Clasp, and that it features 5 sets of divots inside, so you can use your strap tool to dismount the spring bar and change the anchoring point to fine-tune the fit. If necessary, we can also provide a longer or shorter strap. As you can see, there's a little friction fit snapshot, and in a clamshell action, the clamshell comes down and locks the clasp. Taking a look at the clasp interior, you can see from both angles that it is beautifully intact. Now to the case, take a look at the bezel, tachymetric scale with lacquer inlays, and you can see that the lacquer is pronounced and dark and full across all of the calibrations, letters, and numerals, so this is an excellent shape. We have a trip lock crown in gold. You know that because it's 3 dots, but the center dot is the largest. We have a screwed-in oyster case back, so you get a solid gold case back on this solid gold watch. Of course, screw-down chronograph pushers. You may wonder, how do they feel? They feel great, actually. They feel fantastic, and operating the watch is quite simple. You just unscrew the crown now, and column wheel action. Very pleasing, positive detent action. You feel it, you hear it, and it's gratifying. Now we also have a vertical clutch, which means when you start the chronograph, the second hand engages without any stagger or jump because a vertical clutch has no play. Take a look, by the way, as the second hand passes a watchmaker's 4, not a universal feature in the world of Roman numerals. It is more of an idiosyncrasy that you'll find on watches and clocks. So we call this a watchmaker's 4. Now the watch also has the ability to run the chronograph full time because of the vertical clutch, which creates no additional wear, tear, or hazard to the watch if you just prefer to have your hours, minutes, and then central seconds. Taking a quick look at the watch, there is some luminescence. We're going to take a look at that right now. You can see it is still super luminova as of 2008. Chromolite would come later. Also, though the watch is not on a water-resistant strap, the capability of the watch is 100-meter water resistance. So on a different strap that's more water-resistant, the watch is suitable for swimming. Taking a look now at the dial. You can see the so-called confidence ring, or the text on the inside of the bezel, and then a dial of yellow mother of pearl, which in conjunction with the yellow gold hands, Rolex crown, and numerals is a striking sight. Also note that the numerals and the indices feature an inlay black lacquer that helps them to contrast better against the yellow base. There's also a wonderful chatoyancy to mother of pearl. It seems to have a depth in addition to its refractory qualities. Now, taking a look at the dial, you can see that we have a series of registers. If you're ever trying to, at a glance, determine whether a Rolex Daytona is a zenith movement or the Rolex in-house, zenith would have seconds over at 9 o'clock. The in-house has seconds down at 6 o'clock. Also, another interesting feature on the Rolex in-house caliber, if you look at the center line of the chronograph hours and chronograph minutes, you can see the center lines of those pinions are slightly above the cannon pinion at center. The watch features caliber 4130, automatic winding. It has a rotor on a ball bearing rather than a jeweled staff for durability. Bidirectional winding action with Rolex's patented perpetual system. It is a 72-hour power reserve, a 4 hertz beat rate, 44 pivot jewels. It does feature hacking seconds, the column wheel, the vertical clutch, and for durability against shock, a full balance bridge with a free sprung balance. The movement also features an overcoil hairspring made of an anti-magnetic alloy, and the overcoil profile of that hairspring, which is shaped by hand, allows it to be a very consistent timekeeper in any physical orientation with respect to gravity. This generation of Rolex Daytona movement would have been certified as a COSC Swiss chronometer. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. Rolex certified pre-owned watches are backed and authenticated by Rolex. Should any reconditioning be necessary, it will be to a Rolex certified standard, and any parts invested Rolex factory original. Should the initial retail box, paper, and accessory set still accompany the watch, it will be included with the sale. But no matter what, a certified pre-owned box and paper set starts with an outer box, a leatherette travel pouch with suede lining, a warranty card that embodies the 2-year globally valid Rolex-backed warranty. Note, this is not a retail warranty, but backed by Rolex and actionable at any of its authorized points of sales and service. A leatherette wallet includes the warranty terms and conditions manual. A holographic hang tag marks this as a certified pre-owned Rolex watch, and a manual details Rolex's values as a company, the certified pre-owned program, care, feeding, service, and use of your Rolex, locations of points of sales and service, and details of Rolex.com. Rolex certified pre-owned watches are backed only by Rolex.